Hey y'all, welcome to B-Rad Garage. We got a Will It Run for y'all today, but a little different. Sorry I don't have a square body or anything for you this week, but I do have a mower that I picked out of the trash in the neighborhood. Actually talked to the guys, real nice. Said it maybe just needs some carb work or maybe a new carb, I don't know. Haven't messed with it, had about a week or so. I figure we just see what happens. Maybe it's not that bad of a Will It Run, but I thought maybe we'd kind of look at the small engine kind of as a whole, and it's kind of a cool way to get started into working on engines and stuff. So let's see what we can figure out. All right, y'all, so we got a Husqvarna I don't know anything about. Can't be that old. I mean, looks to be in great shape. Living in the city here, so it's probably not getting too beat up or anything. Looks like it does have some sort of auto drive kind of system, but anyway, even though I don't know much about it, thought I'd maybe just kind of touch base with y'all on some of the small engine stuff. And they're really kind of a cool way to get started looking at internal combustion engines. So they need fuel like every other internal combustion engine or ICE engine. They need fuel, they need spark, which is on the front or the back. Oh, sorry, in y'all's way. Where are you? Well, there's a spark plug on here somewhere, y'all. We're gonna find it. There's gotta be. So gas, spark, somewhere. I told y'all I hadn't looked at this thing. I have no clue. And then it's got to get air. So there's a breather system here. Probably got a filter behind it. Hopefully it does. Yeah, there's some fuel in it. I'm thinking we maybe just do a once over on everything, kind of take a look at it, and then just pull on this thing and see what happens. All right, y'all, we're just on the driveway. I don't have a cool table or lift or anything to really show y'all, but I think, like I say, the first thing we'll do is we'll just pop off this breather cover here. And is that the right direction? Yeah, I guess so. It's not too bad. Not great, I mean, but it's a lawnmower. They don't usually get the most extensive service, you know. Yeah, that tucks in there. So there's no big obstructions here. There's not a bunch of grass, or, you know, if we pulled this out of a barn, there's not like a, you know, dirt dauber nest in it or something like that. So that's good, that checks. Now let's find that spark plug and we'll take a look at it. All right, it was here on the front. I just didn't look close enough, kind of blended in. But we popped the cap off here for the spark plug wire. And is this a 13/16 maybe? Yeah. So again, same kind of setup as your car, truck, etc. It's got to have a spark plug to deliver spark and ignite the gas. So let's see what this looks like here. Real-time extraction. Oh, boot came out of there. Come on, get out of there. Come on. Goodness gracious, this thing got some threads on it. Okay, so this is where we're at right here. Now, I am not an all-star pro at reading plugs, but this one looks a little sooty, a little kind of carbony. I think what we're probably gonna do is brake clean spray it down, maybe a little light wire brush or something, just for the heck of it. I don't have one laying around, so we'll start with that. Just give it a little cleanup. So again, this didn't really look that bad, but just kind of sprayed it with some carb cleaner and just cleaned it up a little bit. Now, one thing about all spark plugs is they have what's called, is it focused? Yeah, there we go. What's called a gap, and that's the distance between the electrode, which is at the bottom, and the bottom of the plug. Why did I just forget what that's called? Anyway, there's a distance that every spark plug wants to be between the electrode and the bottom of the plug. So you can use a feeler gauge, which is a bunch of small pieces of metal that you add up to get the right distance. Like, for instance, this is 0.030, or they also sell like little rings that you can kind of slide through here, and you basically want to slightly bend up or down to make sure that gap's right. I can't find either of those tools right now, so we're gonna put this back in here. Just kind of hope that the previous owner was right and it's just maybe some carb or something. Oh, got some mail. You go, mailman. But yeah, so we're just gonna slap this one back in here. If I do find my gauges, I'll try to get back and show y'all what that looks like. All right, the next thing we'll do, like any will it run, we'll check the oil here. Is that, yeah, it's on there. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm guessing this is okay safe, so we're good there. Apparently you can't sell the Husqvarna HU700F in the EU or Australia. I wonder what that's about. Huh, interesting. All right, well, we've checked our spark plug, we've checked our breather. I actually have the breather off still. I think I'm gonna leave it off just to make sure there's, maybe that filter is more clogged than I can tell, etc. Like I said, I know there's gas in it. So I think the next thing we do is just kind of grab the old rope here and see if we can't get her to go. All right, y'all, let's see what happens here. You know, I just thought there's a fuel shut off on that other side. Let me check and make sure it's not turned to where it's not getting fuel. If we have to, we'll spray a little hot start in the sign, see if we can kind of jump start it going. I don't love doing that, but you know, sometimes you got to. So hold on, y'all, be right back. All right, the fuel was on, so I gave it just a small shot of hot start. Let's see what we can't do here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is kind of pointing to what the previous owner was saying. You notice how it tried to kind of light off and wanted to run, but it probably ran out of the starting fluid I had in there. So let's do that one more time. Another little round of hot start, because I don't know how long it's been setting either. I mean, guy was real nice, but I didn't want to take up his time when I was just, you know, taking a mower he was throwing away. So yeah, see what we can't figure out here. All right, same song, second verse here. Okay, so that's good news. When it ran, it sounded like it was running pretty good, you know, pretty smooth. I know it didn't run long, but it's not like it's going pap, 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 you know, and clattering and all that. So I guess the next step's gonna be, we'll take that little breather cover off and we'll start looking at this carb and see if we can see something obvious or if maybe it needs to be taken off and cleaned. All right, y'all, so we just got these two bolts that hold in the breather box on top of the carb here. It was a good old 10 mil. I actually had one, probably because this rail that I have is still like in the package, like the blister pack or whatever. So I haven't lost it yet. It hasn't like got up, run away like all 10 mils seem to do. It's not as bad for the ones that cross, like an 8 is a 5/16, a 13's a half, you know, stuff like that. But these 10s, man, when they run off, it's kind of a pain. I didn't realize there would be so much shank on here. Goodness. Wow, these are, look at these long tom rascals. Goodness gracious. Now, isn't that the most specific thing you've seen in your life? Oh, we're hung on by something. What are we hanging on to, y'all? Put these over here. So where did it, see, it's already trying to, come here. Already trying to run away. Okay, get in there. Like a breather back there. Okay, a little breather tube. Let's pull that out. It clogged? No, you can see through it. So here's a little carb down here. So now we just gotta figure out gasket wise. Does this go right here? Maybe? Yeah, let's see what it looks like on here. Nice and smooth. All right, we'll figure out that orientation there. here in a minute. I think it's going to be like this because this is real dirty, and that would have been outside here. So yeah. That's pretty funny. I guess the first thing we can do is take this bottom off and see what kind of fuel comes out of it. If it's got fuel in it. Interesting. Is there a gasket behind here? Okay, this is gasket material. We're learning together, y'all. Okay, let me pull this off here. Looks like it's just gonna be these little guys and the fuel line. So let's cut the fuel real quick. Oop, there we go. Yeah. All right, just for the heck of it out here, I broke this loose, another 10 mil, and as you see, it's dripping fuel. So gas is getting into the bowl here. It doesn't smell great, but not the worst smelling gas I've ever smelled. I'm wondering if we try to do this the cheesy way and just like spray cleaner, carbon choke. Oh no. Oh, it's a fire truck. I hope y'all get where you're going. Hope everything's okay when y'all get there. All right, so interesting. Yeah, see, looking clean here, clean on the other side, but there's these tiny little jets in here that could be clogged. But I'm wondering if we just kind of pour some carb cleaner through there, maybe run it through the inside of the carb here. Huh. Yeah, I may do that, but I may not make y'all sit through that. I may just do a time lapse or something. All right, y'all. So there wasn't a lot of science to that. Basically what I did was cut the fuel off, sprayed carb cleaner in here until this came out clear, not kind of yellowish. Opened up the inside to where I could get to the inside of the carb, sprayed all through there. Now, if y'all ever worked with that carb cleaner or anything, it is extremely high velocity, and it is some of the most noxious, toxic stuff. I mean, it and brake clean are just the worst. You do not want that getting in your eyes or whatever. So be careful. Make sure if you're spraying it, spray away from you, spray down. Especially with carburetors and you get into bigger ones, there's orifices and holes where you can spray it here and it might squirt out right here and you're not ready for that. So anyway, and I don't know why I thought the carb falling off was so random. I mean, the bolts hold it to the side of the motor. I don't know if the heat's getting to me. We're just roasting down here in Texas, y'all. It's 103 today and gonna be multiple 103, 104s. We don't have a high below 101 until like 10 days from now. It's insane. But anyway, we'll get this one back up here. Hopefully I can make all this touched correctly. Gotta make sure my gasket looks right. So while I fiddle with that, again, I'll probably just put y'all on the speedy fast zoom camera. It's very possible that I did not turn the time lapse on, but I didn't like the angle anyway, because what I ended up doing was having to hold this with my left hand and kind of fiddle the long bolt through the gasket and the front side of the carb into the other side. So, you know, probably y'all wouldn't have got much out of it anyway. Just hand tighten these. I'm gonna leave this off for now. Fuel's back on. Probably wouldn't hurt to put fresh gas in it. Probably should have done that, but I just wanted to see if it was gonna run. So let's see what we got now, y'all. Okay, so that's what happens when you put your mower on a piece of cardboard, because you don't want to get carb cleaner over your driveway, and said piece of cardboard has flaps to it. So yeah, I'm telling you, y'all, it's hard to concentrate and focus sometimes. I mean, we take breaks and all that, but all y'all that are working out in this heat, no matter where you are, God bless y'all, man. Y'all stay safe and try your best to stay hydrated. All right, well, let me clean this mess up and we'll try again. All right, we're still cheating with the hot start in there, but let's see what we got here now, y'all. Yeah, it does not want to light off that, probably that old gas is not helping. because it definitely didn't want to light off on there. I didn't think that plug looked that bad. We know it's sparking because it'll run, so we just don't know, maybe the spark's not hot enough, not actually good enough. I don't know, might have to take this carb off. Thought I could maybe cheat, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So we may take it off and put it on the bench in there. All right, y'all, I was gonna take that carb in, and I thought, man, I'm gonna be spraying that stuff in the garage, and so I just stayed out here. We just gravity bled. All I did was turned on the fuel and just gravity bled probably 20 ounces of fuel out of there. It seemed like a fairly full tank. Now, the gravity bleed on these works pretty good because the hose is at the bottom of the tank, so we got pretty much all of it, I believe. So yeah, so we got that. So basically what I did, these carbs aren't maybe super serviceable. This is called the float. As you see, it kind of pops up and down. This is the bottom of the carb where the gas sits in, the reserve of gas. And as the float comes up, kind of like in your toilet as well, you know, you have floats and things that help the water regulate up and down. Same can go for a carburetor too. This is the float. Seems free. Looks really clean in here. Now, there is, I believe that's where the jet is. I sprayed in there. I did not try to take that out at this point because it's so clean. I did spray inside the actual fuel inlet line. And then when I took off the bottom, that was where I really saw, like, I think y'all can pick up on that. Yeah, it's like a corroded kind of, I don't know what, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get just some Quad Zero steel wool or something really fine, because it doesn't look like a lot if it was like on the outside of your truck or something, but on these little bitty jets, on these carburetors and stuff, that makes a big difference. So I don't know if we're just gonna try to spray this out, like say Quad Zero, that's really fine steel wool, maybe try to scratch this out, and then some fresh gas, and I think we'll try again. Yeah, I think we made a difference. This may not be perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better. No deposits on it. This is kind of what the steel wool looks like, kind of discolored and got some gunk on there. So I think that was worth doing for sure. Probably just from setting up. So we're gonna put some fresh gas in it, put this back together, and then see what happens. All right, y'all. Fresh gas, got it all put back together, cleaned out the inside of the carb, kind of like you saw. Now, I did try to do the right thing and pull that that jet out of the inside of the carb, you know, that tiny little screw I showed you, but it did not want to move. And those things are brass and you can mess them up real easy. So I thought, before I do that, let's see if we can just make this thing make noise on its own power. So let's see if we can get this thing to fire. Heck yeah, got us a running mower. Now, is it perfect? No. I'll probably put some like B12 or some kind of fuel cleaner down there, because that, again, the right thing to do would have been get that little jet out, clean it out, so we're getting fuel, but there might still be some sort of blockage. But I'm hoping that over time it'll kind of pick up and we'll start going. We know the blade works because it tore up the cardboard my goofy self had under it. So heck yeah. All right, well, I'll just put the air cleaner back on it. Who knows, that might help it too. Sometimes they like to have the right amount of air going through there. But yeah, other than the spark plug gapping, which I'm sorry I couldn't find my tools to show y'all that, let's call this one a win. I mean, pulling this out of the trash, put some new gas in it, and using about half a can of carb cleaner a little bit of time, that's not too shabby. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna get this thing wrapped up. Oh, you know what, y'all? I forgot to test the little automatic drive thing. Let me fire it back up, if it'll start back up, and we'll see if that works. We'll see if those front wheels spin. Ooh, didn't like that. Did not like that. Let's try it again. Okay, the drive system works. Now we just gotta see what the heck is going on now. Thought we had her going.
All right, y'all. I'm not real sure what I was doing. I was hot, and kept calling this the needle and seat, which is this is the main jet for the carburetor. So anyway, just wanted to clear that up. It had a slot through the back side of it that you could get with a small screwdriver, and that's how I got it out of there. So we cleaned the inside of that real good, as well as the outside that goes into the carb.
All right, y'all. So we did the right thing. We took the jet off, cleaned it out. There was a lot of deposits in there. That's why I wouldn't keep running. We've got it primed up again, I hope. We're not gonna cheat with the carb cleaner, see if it'll start by itself, and then I'm gonna see if these little wheels will work. This little automatic drive thing. Okay, that's a heck yeah, y'all. That is a big heck yeah. Whew. I think it's the first time I've done a sit down for an outro, y'all. Found out that this free mower did in fact run. Awesome guy that gave it up was right, just needed some carb work. As you saw, you can kind of see if it's gonna be worth your time just by spraying carb cleaner on it, maybe just trying to get it to fire, see if it has the wheels work, all that stuff. This thing I think was worth it even if I had to buy a new carburetor. And even though I was trying to cheat around it, I thought I really need to show y'all that little jet and show y'all, because it's the most important part, because it meters the fuel going from the bottom of the carb actually into the motor. So I'm probably still gonna run some fuel cleaner or something like that in this one, but I'd call this one a win, y'all. Really appreciate y'all. It's a different kind of will it run this week, but a little driveway DIY and a will it run mixed together. So if y'all like the content, please think about subscribing. I really appreciate the comments, likes, everything. It helps my little channel a ton. Thanks, y'all. Just take it easy and get out there and make it B-Rad, everybody. Take care.